Hello, my name is Mark. Less lethal for me is for personal defense. It is not a hobby, business, or moral crusade. I only started considering it when I moved to the Socialist Republic of California and had reached retirement age. I grew up on and raised kids in some mean neighborhoods in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I know firsthand how crime actually goes down. Let's look at how effective or useful chemical projectiles would be in the four main areas of personal threats on the street. Road rage. At first glance, road rage may present a scenario where chemicals rounds would be practical. The enraged party gets out of their car, walks toward you. You get out of your car. He is carrying a tire iron. You warn him to stop and get back in his car. He continues, yelling threats that he will do you bodily harm. You light him up with chemical rounds at about the 15-foot distance. He stops and retreats to his car and becomes distressed as the chemical agents do their work. The only way the previous mentioned scenario works is you have a collision and get out of your car to exchange insurance information. Otherwise, you shouldn't get out of your car, or you are a willing participant in a possible physical confrontation. Opening your window and firing at the possible assailant is also a no-no. In a road rage situation, you lock your doors and roll up your windows and call 911 if necessary. If the assailant breaks your window with a crowbar, then you need to respond with something that is going to stop the attack, and that won't be chemicals rounds here, as the powder is likely to affect you as much as the assailant. Fight or brawl. Unless the opponent has a weapon, you can't shoot them with chemical or kinetic rounds. This is true if they shove you, push you to the ground, or punch you. The only exceptions would be if there was an extreme disparity of force between you and your opponent, in your favor, or they kicked at you while you were on the ground. Even with the allowed scenarios, exploding chemical rounds would affect both parties as they tussled. Attack. When out and about, it is possible to be attacked by someone suffering from mental problems, or an addict caught up in a drug-induced paranoid delusion. You will be expected to cross the street, reverse your direction, and generally get as far away from said person as possible. If you are attacked, the same legal rules apply. If they don't have a weapon, you can't shoot them with any projectiles. Pepper spray would be appropriate. If they have a weapon, they might be the most dangerous assailant you can meet. Pepper spray may be ineffective, chemical projectiles even less effective. Pain compliance is not likely. You will need a launcher that gives serious blunt force trauma, or a firearm. A taser will be do or die. Robbery. There is almost no street robbery scenario where chemical projectiles would be useful, least alone effective. An away-from-home robbery, regardless of the weapon or lack of weapon the assailant uses, they will disclose their bad intentions only when they are no further than 6 to 10 feet away. If they have a knife, club, or their bare hands, they will get even closer. Even if one has a 1-second draw and fire, the assailant would be so close that the powder from the exploding chemical projectiles would probably hit the shooter in greater quantity than the assailant, and certainly wouldn't affect and stop the assailant before they had done serious damage to the victim. Please understand that companies who sell launchers made for shooting chemical projectiles initially directed their sales efforts to law enforcement and, to a lesser degree, private security firms. Chemical projectiles are just a modern compact version of tear gas. They are good for crowd control, driving someone from their car, shed, room, etc., to out in the open where they can be arrested. Security personnel may need to drive someone who is threatening patrons out of the building, etc. The bottom line is we private citizens are not licensed security guards or the police. We can't shoot someone from a distance unless they are shooting at us, not threatening us. If you can't shoot someone from a distance, what good are chemical projectiles for person defense? I say, not good at all. We will revisit the 4 types of personal street attacks in a later video, where we will recommend the proper, less lethal device and defensive use.